Today we're looking at Lumi, a Gold 5 tracer. They requested this review directly on my Google form, where they wrote, "If I could get a specific list of a couple areas I'm weakest on, or what a plat player might do differently, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm aware I have huge areas of improvement, but when I watch my replays, I feel like I'm able to justify my bad decisions, and don't know what I should have done differently. Games like these feel especially difficult to find value on Tracer with an enemy Cass in the lineup." Yeah, it can be pretty difficult playing into a Cass as Tracer. Oftentimes, it can be good to just avoid him entirely unless you can finish him off, and just try to play around him and focus other targets. But we'll get into more specific scenarios in the VOD, so getting right into it. First thing we always want to do is take a look at our team comp. So we got Doomfist, Widow Tracer, Moira Zen. So interesting comp. I feel like ideally, like you and Doomfist should focus the same targets. Moira can follow up with you. And then, Zen and Widow can play back. Hopefully Zen discords the targets that you guys focus. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Yeah, if you have a Doomfist on your team as Tracer, it can be very good to follow up on what he does. Okay, yeah, this is a little tough. Yeah, that's what I thought would happen. But, so we're over here. We expend a couple blinks to get over here. And the Cass definitely hears that. Even if he doesn't hear it, this wall is see-through. He definitely sees you. So, because you kind of alerted the enemy to your position here, they're already coming over here to, they're coming over here to find you as you're setting up. And then they focus you and you just die quickly before you can, before you can recall, before you can even react. So for one, especially when you're trying to set up in these areas, it might be better to not use these blinks like you just did here. It can be better to just, crouch. You don't even necessarily need to crouch, but, just walk over here and set up without having to expend the blinks so that, you can engage sooner. And you can also have all your cooldowns. You can be sure you have all your cooldowns by the time you engage. The other thing too is Overwatch is very good about audio. Those blinks make a distinctive noise, and if the enemies hear that, that's going to alert them to your position. So we just got to be a little bit more stealthy if we try to set up in these angles, and that's kind of why you die here. We want to catch the enemies by surprise. We don't want them to hear us and just be prepared to attack us the moment they peek.
The enemy is pushing their barricades.
Yeah, you can poke. That's fine. Get a little bit of damage out. Follow up on what your Doom's doing. Yeah, when Doom gets aggressive and makes plays like that, it can be really good to just follow up. I put a lot of time into Doomfist, maybe like 6 months ago or so. I loved having a Tracer on my team because we would just coordinate dives together and people would die so easily. Okay, good. You recognize that wasn't smart to stay there once Doom left, so. Just be a little careful. Yeah, it might have been better to get back to your team a little bit sooner. But, yeah, definitely, we're 96 HP. Our team's died around us. We want to just hard disengage here, especially since you have your blinks. It's if you die, quickly so you can regroup, that's better. But yeah, once your team dies, either die quickly or disengage. But we want to really think, now that we have this pulse bomb, we want to think about who we can stick. Now they kind of have a tough team comp for this. You don't want to stick the ball unless you can finish him off. Kiriko and Moira can both escape or cleanse it. I'd say Soldier's probably your best option, especially since Soldier is often going to be like taking off angles on his own. If you know he's not near the Kiriko who can cleanse it, then that might be a good opportunity to just pounce on him and stick him and take him out of the fight. Or Cass if it's safe to do so, but you know, because of the hinder, it can be dangerous to approach him. But those are things you should be thinking about as far as your pulse bomb. I like that though. You recognized that the ball was low and you made sure you finished him off. You recognize that the Soldier is by himself and you stick him. Very good job. Yeah, you could go after this Cass. Exactly. So your Doom goes in and dives the Cass. You could follow up on it. So big thing with Doomfist is, especially at your rank, gold, plat, Doomfists are often going to be okay at landing their abilities, you know, landing their punch, landing their slam, but they're not going to be very like good enough with the primaries or the combos to finish people off on their own. So they'll get people low, but you know, they're going to have trouble confirming the kills. That's where you come in. I want you to, once your Doom does that, I want you to run in and just finish people off.
Hello, bro.
Try to engage back. You can finish off the ball. Get the Moira, that's good. Nice. Good job recognizing when people are low HP. Okay, this could be a little tough because you don't have your blinks, you don't have your recall. Yeah. So we're going to, so I know you you saw the cast was low, but you got to know there's a health pack right here. So if he grabs that, it's going to be very tough for you to duel him when you don't have any, well, you only have one blink and you don't have your recall. So like we were saying at the beginning, it can be very, it can be ideal to like avoid casts completely if possible, just because you don't want to get hindered. But if we're going to duel casts, we want to make sure we have all our blinks and our recall on us. Because one thing you can do if you want to duel him, if you want to straight up 1v1 him, you know, you could get in his face, you could blink behind him, make him turn around. As soon as he turns, blink again behind him, you could completely disorient him. That's stuff you could do to help you win those 1v1s. Maybe, you know, you force out the grenade and he misses with it. Yeah, because, you know, Cass was full HP, we didn't have our blinks or our recall. It was just very tough for us to win that duel. Punish the Kiriko. Yep, your Doom's going to dive people. Go follow up. Nice. So Doom goes in, he pushes on the cast, you follow up. So one thing I want you to pay attention, notice when you've like tried to take off angles and like try to go off on your own, you've had a lot of trouble, but when, you know, you follow up on what your Doomfist is doing, you've been able to finish people off. The reason being, you know, with the cast, with the Moira, with the ball, with the Kiriko, this is a very tough team comp for you to really like dive and, you know, finish people off. Like, I guess you could go after the Soldier, but that's pretty much it. Everybody else is just very difficult with their abilities and their survivability. On the other hand, you have a team comp where it's beneficial for you to, instead of going off on your own, follow up on what they're doing. So these are things you want to pay attention to. You know, if you had like a brawly comp that was all going to push together, I could kind of understand, you know, going off and flanking, but especially when you got like a Doomfist who's going to be jumping in, diving people, I really want to see you like just follow up on what he does. Yeah, this is a tough spot. I would try to, you know, I would try to even like just, because this is, you're in main right now. This is where the enemy team is going to be looking down. You don't want to be like right in main as Tracer. You want to be taking off angles. What I would be thinking about doing is using your blinks to like go back over here. Maybe you can help your team attack the ball. And then thinking about like, you know, taking this angle over here. So as the enemy team is focused main, they have to, you know, you attack from this angle and they have to turn to address you. Instead of hanging out where they're already looking. Okay, you have all your blinks. I definitely try to get out of here. Okay, now it's tough. Because of the mines. Yeah, see how you were kind of trapped there? And unfortunately, I think you panicked and, you know, you kind of went into the mines. But yeah, we definitely don't want to hang out main as Tracer. We wanted to get out of there a lot sooner. Yeah, always try to think about just taking off angles, not like just hanging out main. Unless, like, you know, you're pushing in after, like, to follow up on what your Doomfist does. And especially in those spots where you're, like, caught out, you know, Soldier was looking at you, you couldn't really peek without, you know, getting hit. Think about how you can, like, disengage and take a different angle. Especially if you have the blinks to do it. Where are we going to go? Yeah, see how you're just kind of hanging out here all on your own? Your Doomfist dies. With this comp, it can be much better to just, you know, play with him. With this comp and against their comp.
Sojourn en route.
Enemy team is pushing forward.
So we went Wrecking Ball, which, you know, different, still a dive tank, and still, like, Tracer Wrecking Ball is a really good combo, following up on what he does. I don't know about this engage by our ball and by you. Yeah, so let's back that up a little bit. So you're over here. Now ball rolls in, but where's the rest of your team? Moira's way over here, dueling a cast for some inexplicable reason. You know, your Sojourn is way over here, your BAP is way over here, so it's like... Yeah, I mean, your ball, I think, engaged at the wrong time. And it looks like you know, you saw ball engaging, you went to follow up. But, you know, neither of you were really paying attention to where the rest of your team were, which is why this engage failed. So that's another thing, too. You always want to be looking around. I get you were trying to follow up on what your ball did, which is good. That's what you should do. But you also got to know where the rest of your team is and just recognize whether or not ball's making a right decision. Because your whole team, at least like one of your supports, needs to be there with you to follow up on what you guys are doing.
They're pushing ahead. Take them out.
Yeah, try to stick someone if you can. You go stick the Moira. Yeah, so that's one thing. With, like, you know, Moira and Kiriko, I was saying before that it could be tough. They could be tough targets for your Pulse Bomb. But, you know, you see the Moira use Fade, you could just pounce on her and stick her, and then she won't have that ability, obviously, to escape it. Same thing with Kiriko. You see her Swift Step, you see her expend her Suzu. That could be a good opportunity to stick them as well. I think we did it a little too late there, but it's fine. This is also a little bit tough because some of our team had died. You might want to run, grab one of the health packs, like even like just, I know it's not ready, but even just like grab that, go back. But I also understand what you're doing here. They're not looking at you so that the passive is healing you up.
It's go time.
But same thing here, you know, you're having, you're doing a good job just doing damage and following up on your team's engages. Yeah, you don't always have to play Tracer the same way. Like the best players are able to adapt their playstyle based on the situation, based on what, you know, what team comp they have and what team comp they're going up against. Be a little careful. You could grab the health pack. Even like, you know, you use recall, that's fine. I would just try to grab the health pack as soon as possible. You know, do some damage to Cass first. Then even if you're like almost full HP yourself, grab the health pack just so Cass can't have it. That's fine. You know, he disengages. I don't know why, but think about who we can stick. Nice try. Yeah, we lost a couple of people. That was a little tough. Yeah, your Ana just kind of explodes there. That's unfortunate. Yep, just follow up. Try to avoid the ball. Like, just try to go after the squishies. Try to get the soldier, for example. You could probably finish off. You had good target focus before. I don't want to see you lose that. We should have grabbed the health back there for sure, but yeah, we're still 104 HP. Yeah, it was a little tough. I get it. It's overtime. You're trying to stall the cart, but definitely wanted to like grab the health pack, even like just for a second. Just take an extra second to grab that, just so you can engage at full HP. Wouldn't have made much of a difference because I think you were like 129 or so, but yeah, it might have been a difference. Like when we recalled, we might have had higher HP and we could have stayed in there a little longer. Maybe we could have, you know, blinked past, tried to angle off on somebody.
It's go time.
Yeah, good job. Grab that. Finish off the Moira. Nice. Think about who you can stick. I would just go stick one of these. Like, just go stick the soldier. Go stick the Kiriko. Even if you just, you know, even if you just force out Suzu, that's fine, honestly.
Surrender to my will.
Yeah, we kind of C9'd there, it looks like. I mean, I get it, you know, the Hammond dropped his mines, but yeah, nice try. So yeah, it was like what I was talking about. I feel like you had like your most success when you just went in and you just finished off people that your dive tank, your Doom, or your Ball were focusing. We kind of struggled in these, you know, 1v1 situations because they had a lot of heroes that were either countered us or were just general, like with their survivability, were hard for us to dive. So always think about like just changing up your strategy depending on, like I said, depending on what team comp you have and what team comp the enemy has. If you have a dive tank like a Doomfist, like a Ball, I really love to see you just work with them. You know, take little angles where you're not super exposed, but as soon as you see like the Doom punch in, as he slams in, he gets people low, I want you to run in and just finish him off. That could be good. And then also, you know, try to be a little more sneaky with your engages. I think, you know, that hurt you at the very beginning. You know, where you expended your blinks and you alerted the cast and the soldier to your position. Seems like you mostly learned though, but there was also like the time when we tried to 1v1 the cast and we didn't have our cooldowns. Always try to make sure you have those, you know, when you engage someone, especially somebody that's a tougher matchup for you like a cast. But yeah, that's all I have for now. Let me know if you have any questions. If anyone would like to request a VOD review, check the link in the description, and best of luck with your climb.